In the small, close-knit town of Jessup, Georgia, a community was shaken to its core by a tragedy that no one could have imagined. On a warm day in May, an unspeakable act of violence took the life of 8-year-old Noah Bush, a vibrant and joyful child whose future was stolen in a cruel and senseless manner. The events that unfolded not only devastated his family, but also left the town grappling with profound grief and anger, particularly over the justice system's response to the crime. But hey, before we dive into the story, do yourself a favor and pause the video right now. Go hit that like button and let's see if we can make this video reach 1,000 likes. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to your favorite story channel. Also make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and weirdest stories. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming your way. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we take you on an unforgettable ride. Don't forget to engage with us in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Noah Bush was an ordinary boy with an extraordinary spirit. He was the kind of child who brought light into any room he entered, with a smile that could warm the coldest of hearts. His days were filled with the innocent joys of childhood, playing football and basketball with his friends, diving into video games with boundless enthusiasm, and showering his loved ones with endless hugs. His teachers adored him for his intelligence and kindness, and his friends cherished him for his loyalty and warmth. Noah was, in every sense, a beacon of love and hope. But on May 15th, that light was tragically extinguished. Noah was reported missing, setting off a frantic search that involved not just his family but the entire community. Hope flickered as search parties combed the area, desperately clinging to the belief that Noah would be found safe and sound. However, those hopes were cruelly dashed the next day when Noah's lifeless body was discovered in a water-filled pit on the outskirts of town. At first, authorities believed the young boy had died in a tragic accident, a belief that only added to the heartbreak of those who knew and loved him. However, Noah's family, particularly his mother, Demetrius Bush, couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong with the official narrative. The circumstances surrounding Noah's death felt too suspicious, too out of character for a child who was known to be cautious. Refusing to accept the notion that her son's death was an accident, Demetrius sought the help of a private investigator through a law firm, determined to uncover the truth. The investigation that followed would reveal a chilling and heart-wrenching truth. Noah's death was no accident. It was a deliberate act of violence carried out by another child. The investigation led to the arrest of an 11-year-old boy, whose identity has been withheld due to his age. Under oath, the boy admitted to leading Noah to the clay pits, pushing him into the water, and holding his head under until he drowned. It was a confession that sent shockwaves through the community and left Noah's family reeling. The investigation also implicated another boy, aged 10, who was found guilty of concealing Noah's death and trespassing on the property where the crime occurred. Both boys were sentenced to 2 years in a juvenile detention facility, the maximum sentence allowed under Georgia law for offenders of their age. But for Noah's family, this sentence felt like a slap on the wrist for a crime that had robbed them of their beloved son, brother, and friend.
It's been a hard road. Grateful for the arrests that were made today, but we still have a long road ahead of us because until Noah receives his justice, there will be no peace. Thank you.
In a public statement, Demetrius Bush expressed her profound disappointment and anger over the sentence, saying, "My baby was 8 years old with a full life ahead of him, and 2 years is what the state of Georgia calls justice for an entire life that's lost." Her words resonated deeply with many in the community who felt that the punishment did not fit the crime, especially given the calculated nature of the attack. Adding to the family's anguish was the belief that Noah's murder was racially motivated. Although no explicit evidence has been presented to support this claim, the Bush family has maintained that race played a role in the crime and in the way the investigation was initially handled. To pursue this angle, they enlisted the help of attorneys from Davis Bozeman Johnson Law, a firm known for its commitment to civil rights cases.
No mother should have to hire their own law firm. No mother should have to go and beat on neighbors' doors, walk the streets, stand on corners to receive what she has received today, which is just a partial accounting of what happened to her son.
The attorneys have vowed to continue investigating the case, not just to seek further justice for Noah, but also to hold accountable any adults who may have been involved in misleading the family during the investigation. Attorney Mawali Mel Davis, speaking on behalf of the Bush family, emphasized the need for broader accountability. This 11-year-old admitted under oath that he led Noah Bush to his death, but we believe there were others who contributed to this tragedy, whether through action or inaction. We will not rest until everyone responsible is held accountable. The case has sparked intense debate in the community and beyond about the adequacy of juvenile justice laws in dealing with heinous crimes. While the current law in Georgia limits the sentencing of juveniles to 2 years, many are calling for reforms that would allow for more severe penalties in cases involving intentional acts of violence. The Bush family's quest for justice has galvanized these efforts, with supporters arguing that the current system fails to adequately protect society or provide justice for the victims and their families. Amidst the legal battles and calls for justice, the community has rallied around the Bush family, offering support in various forms. A GoFundMe campaign started by Noah's teacher, Gracie Yoder, has raised over $14,700 to cover funeral expenses and other costs associated with the tragedy. In her tribute to Noah, Yoder wrote, "Noah was an intelligent, kind, and loving child. His light was radiant and his smile was infectious. He loved playing football, basketball, gaming, and giving out infinite hugs. He will be missed so much, and this loss will leave a hole in so many hearts. The outpouring of support from friends, neighbors, and even strangers has been a source of comfort for the Bush family during this unimaginably difficult time. However, no amount of money or words can fill the void left by Noah's death. The family continues to grapple with their grief, even as they fight for the justice they believe Noah deserves. As the case continues to unfold, it serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the capacity for cruelty that can exist even in the most innocent of places. It also raises difficult questions about how society should respond to crimes committed by children, particularly when those crimes result in the loss of life. For now, the town of Jessup is left to mourn the loss of a child whose life was taken far too soon. As they come to terms with the tragedy, they are also forced to confront the shortcomings of a legal system that, in their eyes, has failed to deliver true justice for Noah Bush. In the end, Noah's legacy will be one of love and light, a beacon of the innocence and joy that he brought into the world. His death has left a community heartbroken and a family determined to seek the truth, no matter how long it takes. And while nothing can bring Noah back, his story has sparked a movement for change, one that will hopefully lead to a more just and compassionate world for all children.